SMT Nation, let me have a moment of your time so I could tell you a little bit about our partner, Southern New Hampshire University, otherwise known as SNHU. SNHU is a great opportunity for a lot of you out there to possibly embark on a new career training, all right, getting a degree in a field that could be financially rewarding and intrinsically rewarding as well. It's a school that can give you world-class student support so you never feel left out. They've got great opportunities and programs, job projection for growth, flexible term starts, 24/7 online accessibility. They also have a very extensive portfolio of degree programs with some of the lowest tuition rates across the country. And quite often you can transfer up to 90 credits toward any undergraduate degree that they offer. Different courses might include network security, application security, incident response, and investigation through their online BS and cybersecurity, one that I feel is quite compelling for a lot of you out there. So using our partner link down here in the description, as well as here on the screen, you guys can see it, snhu.edu/Sneed. You can check out their programs, get more information, register for courses, and sign up for your future. Consider SNHU for your future coursework needs and getting a career in something very rewarding. Check them out, link is in the description. SMT Nation, we back. Nation, we're going to be doing some network testing here. Just to give you guys a baseline of what exactly we're doing. This is the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Connected is the Verizon Wireless Network. We are on 5G Ultrawide band. This is 140 megahertz of N77 C-band. That's the 3700 frequency. It's been a pretty enjoyable experience since they launched it about a year and a half ago. Maybe a little bit over a year and a half ago, but it's been great. And what I want to do is I want to test it. I want to test it on device, and I want to test it on Hotspot. And the reason why I want to test it on Hotspot is I want to see what type of throughput they'll give you on Hotspot relative to the on-device data, right? So what we'll do is we'll run like 5 speed tests on the device, kind of look at the throughput, the average downlink and uplink. Let's take a look at pings and jitter. And then if that's the baseline, what is the performance like if you run a hotspot and you tether to a secondary device? Whether it's another device like a tablet or a laptop, is the experience going to fall off just because it's hotspot and it's not on device? And I think if this video is a success and you guys like it and you want to see the T-Mobile version of this video with 5G UC, or you want to see the AT&T version of this video with 5G Plus, I could do all those things. Just hit the like button, comment down below what you want to see, and I might be able to make that happen. Now, the reason I chose Verizon for this testing is because Verizon is making a big deal about their 5G ultra-wideband network. Let's see if the hotspot holds up to the on-device data, because if it's as great as they say it is, and they've got this incredible QCI, right, quality cell indicator, or sometimes people call this QoS, right, quality of service. It's kind of like what they tell you to expect in terms of the performance. Anyways, it's about 10 a.m. in the morning, and it's probably not a high network strain right now. Maybe this test is also worth doing in the future at a different time of the day. But this is what we'll do for now. Let me know what you guys think of the setting, right? The timing, the circumstance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and run the test. I'm going to fast forward this. I'm going to run 5 tests, and then we'll look at kind of like our throughput range and all the metrics, and then we can run the tethering test. All right, so let's go ahead and fast forward, and then we'll get to the overview of the results after I run 5 tests. All right, folks, so I just ran the last test. What I want to do is go to the results and look at all the testing from this session. All right, so I'm just going to look at the results here. And we started testing at 9:54. All right, so you'll see we got 599 down, 36 up, 693 down, 47 up, and then it's pretty consistent the rest of the way. This is why I say always give it a couple of tests. Make sure that you're getting the true-to-life results. So we're ranging between 600 megabits and 700 megabits downlink, and we're ranging from like 36 to 52 on the uplink. If I pick the second test and I look at some of the metrics there, right? No packet loss. This is a good quality connection. Idle ping 31. the download and upload pings between 581 and 176. Those are all perfectly acceptable. I don't really see any issues there with respect to those results. Pretty good testing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get a device. I'm going to grab the Moto Razr Plus, or whatever that phone is called, the little flippy-do. That'd be a flipable phone. I think has the best Wi-Fi performance in terms of the radio that's on the phone. We'll go ahead and test that on a 5 gigahertz connection from the iPhone with Verizon's 5G Ultra Wideband hotspot tethering. We'll see how it performs. If it's close to this baseline performance, or if we lose a lot, and of course this is basically, what Verizon's tethering and hotspot is going to be like when you use it. All right, let me go grab that device and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so the first thing you want to do is make sure that you've got your personal hotspot enabled on your phone. So I'm going to go, again, I'm testing iPhone 14 Pro Max. Get yourself the Wi-Fi set up and then get connected to the network. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here on this device. So it is accessible. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're on the network. It should say Sneed's iPhone. We've got it all set up here. It does say that it's set up to Sneed's iPhone. All right, so now we can go ahead and run the speed test. And this is why I love this phone. All right, so cool. You get the little flippy situation going on there. All right, so all I want to do is just make sure I stay connected to the network. And you guys will see the icon that's over here in the upper left-hand corner of the dynamic island on these iPhones to make sure that you are indeed connected. All right, so I haven't really done this test in a while. I don't know if Verizon has changed any configurations with respect to 5G Ultra Wideband and the hotspot. And I haven't tested it probably since the 60 megahertz of N77. Well, we've gone from 60 to 100, and then we've gone from 100 to now 140 megahertz of bandwidth. So I think it's worth testing. Previously, I was getting no type of throttling. I was getting like the same speed on hotspot as I was on device. So I kind of want to see if that's still the case. Now, if I see a small throughput loss, it's not really a big deal to me, right? But I think if they're throttling aggressively and only giving you, a little bit of throughput, I say that's concerning, right? Because then they're being stingy with the capacity, right? And we don't like that. But they've got pressures on the network, don't they? They've got the 5G home internet. They've got mobile users. They've got cable customers, right, with Comcast and Xfinity and, Charter and Spectrum. So you've got all this usage on the network. And again, my market's heavy Verizon. They're like 49% market share here, right? So there's push on this network. It's definitely getting pushed hard. But as we kind of see the performance here, without playing spoiler, you will see that you're not getting the full on-device speeds. And that's okay, because it looks to me like there's plenty of throughput. So we'll get to that. Let me just go ahead and fast forward through the rest of the testing. All right, y'all, so it's time to look at the results. And the way I want to look at this is how close was the tethering and hotspot data experience to the on-device experience. All right, so one way to obviously look at this is raw throughput. What type of capacity experience were we seeing? All right, so I ran tests. This one, what did we run? We ran from 10:01 a.m. all the way up to 10:05 a.m. So I ran a number of tests, and you guys will see the results. I see a bottom end, low range, of 349 down, right? And I see an upper range on the downlink of 559 on some of the more recent tests. And then for uplink, our lowest test was at 17.6 megabits per second. And on the highest, we clocked in at like 41 megabits per second. Let's go ahead and kind of take a look at some of the other metrics. So like what I kind of like to look for outside of just the throughput is I like to look at jitter. I like to look at latencies. If the latencies are high, if the jitter is high, then it impacts your experience. So no packet loss, which is good. The download and upload ping times are good. I mean, that was very similar or identical to the on-device. The idle ping, really nice. But you will see that there is a little bit of jitter, right, on some of the tests. So like this particular one didn't really seem too bad. There was one that I noticed the jitter a little bit. I'm going to see if I could find that one. Yeah, like this one here, I guess we'll call it the idle jitter was at 61. So that one was kind of weird, even though the ping times were pretty low, right? 200 respectively on both sides. Let's click on another random test. This one was the first one. 29 ping, 14 jitters. See, those numbers are pretty good. So overall, I would say, when I look at the throughput, obviously I'm losing some by going on device versus tethering and hotspot. But, if we sit there and we compare this, right, let's look at the results. All right, let's compare the two. Okay, so, here's your results. Tethering and hotspot ranging between 350 down and 550 down. And then on device we're ranging between 599 down and 700 down. That's not much of a drop off. I mean, this really is an incredible amount of throughput on tethering. I think it's really, really good. I really think it's worth testing under different scenarios. Maybe testing in the evening, what might be considered more of a peak time for home internet users, right? I do have some fixed wireless access connections that are, that I can see around the neighborhood. Even though we're in AT&T fiber area, it's interesting to see that uptake, but maybe it's worth testing at a different time. I think what's also interesting is maybe testing AT&T under the similar situations. That way we can kind of compare the QCI and how this works. Maybe even worth testing T-Mobile. If you guys want to see those videos, comment, let me know, and then like this video and share it. Again, if this is content you guys want to see, let me know and I can make it. But I specifically wanted to test Verizon because they say that they got the best network, they got the best plan access, all these types of things. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of these results? Tethering and mobile hotspot experience, and then you got your on-device. We just looked at the throughput here. And again, if you guys want me to test something different, I can. If you guys want to see some other types of methodologies, maybe nperf, maybe you want, like a fast.com, maybe there's certain tasks you guys want me to do. Obviously, the YouTube members, the patrons, they can request content anytime. So maybe they want to chime in, but that's the testing for today. What do you guys think? What do you think of the results? On device versus tethering and hotspot. How'd Verizon do? Comment down in the comment section. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.